Highlands and Chattanooga State Community College. The one thing that really stands out as far as Georgia Highlands baseball this year compared to last year is turnover. Not a lot of returning guys, but this is still a very talented team. And just to show you how talented it is, Georgia Highlands is ranked 20th in the first NJCAA poll, and by the Collegiate Baseball newspaper, Georgia Highlands comes in ranked 14th. And on top of that, they have a few guys in Baseball America's top 200 JUCO players to keep an eye on this year. Five guys from Georgia Highlands College, and that's an impressive number. So no doubt that even though there was a lot of guys that went on to bigger and better things this year, like Brandon Bell going to Georgia State, Colby Taylor moving on to Western Kentucky, Jonathan White, who was Mr. Everything for Georgia Highlands last year, going on to Presbyterian. There is still a lot of talent here for this Georgia Highlands baseball team. Let's go ahead and start off with the Georgia Highlands pitcher that will be on the mound. You heard him on the pregame show. Drew Wilson, he'll be your starter, a guy that really just turned it up, I'm not even going to say one notch last year, because he turned it up quite a few as he got into the second half of the season. He'll be getting the ball for Georgia Highlands, and here is how your new Georgia Highlands lineup will look like in 2018. Leading off, playing left field, Jaree Pledger. Batting second and playing center field, Zach Miller. Batting third and playing third base, and I really hope I don't butcher this name too much throughout the broadcast today. Guys call him Waj. Jason Wajinski. Batting fourth and playing right field will be Cameron Hurd. Batting fifth and playing first base, Bryson Home. Batting sixth and again doing the pitching, Drew Wilson. Your 7, 8, and 9 batters are Parker Orr, who will be doing the catching, Joey DeMasi, who will be playing shortstop, and Miguel Urbina, who will be playing second base. Let's take a look over at Chattanooga State Community College, and here is how they will go 1 through 9 in the batting order today. Sam Cheeley playing center field. He'll be their leadoff hitter. Number 2, Hayden Locke, he'll be playing second base. Noah Fitzgerald, he'll be playing shortstop and batting third. Your cleanup hitter, Nolan Makibroda, he will be playing first base. Trey Hall, your designated hitter, he will be your 5-hole hitter. And at the 6-hole is Ty Delancey, and he'll be playing third base. And then to round out your lineup at 7, 8, and 9, Gavin Harmon playing right field, Zach Team doing the catching, and Vinny Vega will be in left field. Doing the pitching today will be Connor Perry for Chattanooga State Community College. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute commercial timeout back at the station. We'll be right back with to finish up pregame and get first pitch ready for you right here from Lakepoint Sporting Community. You're listening to local baseball right here on WBHF Cartersville.
Delancey and Sheely played at
into the rotation and a big bullpen piece next year. As Georgia Highlands takes the field to get ready for action here in a game against Chattanooga State Community College, let's go around the horn to see how Georgia Highlands will align itself defensively today. Left to right, Jaree Pledger, Zach Miller, and Cameron Hearn. That's your outfield. And then around the horn, Waj, Joey DeMasi, Miguel Urbina, and Bryson Horn playing first base. Drew Wilson will be doing the pitching, and Parker Orr will be his battery mate. Now let's take a look at Chattanooga State Community College's lineup. Once again, we talked about it a little bit in the first part of the pregame show, but 1, 2, and 3, Sam Cheeley, Hayden Locke, Noah Fitzgerald. The meat of the order, 4, 5, and 6, Nolan Makiroda, Trey Hall, and Ty Delancey. And then rounding out the bottom third of the order at 7, 8, and 9 is Gavin Harmon, Zach Team, and Vinny Vega. So again, your lineup for the Tigers today: Cheeley, Locke, Fitzgerald, Makiroda, Hall, Delancey, Harmon, Team, and Vega. Drew Wilson, the big right-hander on the mound. The big thing that happened with Wilson last year, he struggled at times, but has some pretty wicked stuff. And Dash O'Neill told us on 2 Wednesdays ago that the issue with Wilson at the beginning of the year was that he was a little hurt. It took him a while to find himself. And second half of the season, while it would be hard to argue how much of an ace Colby Taylor was, Drew Wilson was step for step with Colby Taylor, especially when the GCAA tournament came to town. Both of those strong right-handers towed the rubber and did an incredible job for the Chargers in that conference tournament. So Wilson will be the staff ace today, a guy with a two-seam sinking fastball that's going to be his pitch that's going to keep people off balance. And I believe he set a record last year at Georgia Highlands for most complete games in a season. Georgia Highlands set a ton of records last year. And Drew Wilson was certainly a big part of a lot of the stuff. And yes, 4 complete games in 2017. Last year, 74 and 2/3 innings pitched. We're ready for baseball here as the righty steps on the mound. He'll begin his windup. Cheeley in the box. Here's the first pitch to him. It's going to be set on the ground. 3-hopper over to Urbina. He'll scoop it, throw over to first Horn, and that will be out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 away here to start off the top of the first. And baseball is back right here on WBHF in Cartersville. So Cheeley, a quick 4-3 put out. That'll bring up Hayden Locke, the second baseman. Locke, a left-handed hitter. Wilson begins his windup. Here's the pitch. Take a ball made a little upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Georgia Highlands, white striped pants and blue tops to begin their season today. Here's Wilson with a wind and fires. That ball sent on the air in the left field. Pledger giving chase. He'll camp underneath it. One-handed grab, and that'll be out number 2. For those keeping score back at home, that'll go down as a F7 and bring up Noah Fitzgerald, the shortstop. It's really kind of hard to tell these two teams apart. Thank goodness one team is wearing gray pants, the other's wearing white. Both wearing blue tops and orange lettering and numbering. Right-handed hitter gets ready to face the righty Wilson. Here's the pitch. That ball is chopped on the ground. Grabbing it will be DeMasi. He will throw over to first. Will it be in time? It will not be, as Fitzgerald will beat that chopper. Coming over was Jason Wachinski. Thought he might have had a play on it, but he gave way to DeMasi, and that really high bounce gave Fitzgerald an extra 2 steps, and he beat out the throw. Strong arm by DeMasi, but to no avail. So an infield single for Fitzgerald will bring up the first baseman, Nolan Makiroda. Here's the pitch from Wilson. He'll take a strike on the outside corner of the plate. Looks like that was a 2-seam sinking fastball that you saw a lot last year. Wilson with a runner on first will work from the stretch. Infield playing at regular depth. Now he'll throw over to first. To no avail. Horn applies the tag, but Fitzgerald dives back safely. Now Phil playing the cleanup hitter to pull a little bit to the right. Here's the 0-1. Curveball misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Makiroda batting left-handed. Rests the bat on his back shoulder. Wilson gets his sign and fires. That ball is sent to the left side of the field out of play. 1-2, now the count. Of course, early on in the season, Not a whole lot to talk about. I asked Dash O'Neill about some talking points today, and he said with so much turnover, it's hard to come up with some stuff. But the righty Wilson on the mound is committed to Young Harris College. Here's the pitch. That ball's going to miss inside. Teaming up the count at 2-2. Runner up first is Noah Fitzgerald, reached on an infield single. 2 away here, no score in the top of the first. The righty Wilson gets his sign, and the pitch. There's a nasty looking breaking ball. Is going to get the outside corner of the plate, catches him looking, and strike 3, and down goes on strikes Nolan Makiroda. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Let's head to the bottom of the first. No score on your Century Bank scoreboard, but the Chargers are coming up. Thank you.
Didn't Colin go to Georgia Highlands?
Do I?
Didn't Jake Colin go to Highlands?
I thought he did. I haven't seen him around.
He's still with y'all? Don't kick him off.
Give me a minute.
You can kick him off. Yeah, he's a turd. That's why I guess Georgia State pulled it.
He said Colin was a turd. He was their shortstop last year and pitcher, wasn't he? And Gavin Harmon. Around the horn, Ty Delancey, Noah Fitzgerald, Hayden Locke, and Nolan Makiroda. And then doing the pitching today, Connor Perry, his battery mate, Zach Team. Here's how Georgia Highlands will go at it in the lineup card today. 1 through 3, Jaree Pledger, Zach Miller, and Jason Wajinski. Cameron Hearn, Bryson Horn, and Drew Wilson will be 4, 5, and 6. Parker Orr, Joey Damasi, and Miguel Urbina will be 7, 8, and 9. Every time I see that Urbina name, I always think of Ugat Urbina. That's the first thing I go with every single time. There's a little relief pitcher, ex-closer baseball history for you people back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Little Oogie Urbina shout out here on WVHF in Cartersville. Let's take a look at Jaree Pledger. He will be the leadoff hitter for Georgia Highlands today. Left fielder, wearing number 31, batting left. And one of the aforementioned guys on that JUCO top 200 names to watch, according to Baseball America. Went to Walnut Grove High School. Here's the first pitch from Connor Perry, and Pledger will take a strike. Perry, a right-hander, with a high Sox look and an overhand delivery. Lines up on the first base side of the rubber, on the very far side of that rubber too. Here's the wind and the pitch. Pledger swings and misses a breaking ball. 0-2 the count. Perry looking in, gets his sign, comes set. They're setting out the outside part of the plate. Here's the pitch. Ball misses upstairs. Try to get him pitching with a fastball, but a little outside and a little upstairs. 1-2 the count. On the Georgia Highlands leadoff hitter and left fielder, Jaree Pledger. The 1-2. Another one that misses outside. 2-2. Trying to make him chase, and Pledger showing a little bit of patience, although you really have to be an aggressive swinger to swing at that one. Here's a 2-2 offering. There's a ball that's lifted and deep into left field. Going back is Vinny Vega, still going. That ball is gone. Jaree Pledger sends a leadoff solo home run at the bottom of the first, and that ball came off the bat quick. Vega turned around, he probably took 5 and 6 steps and looked up and watched it go right over the wall. That ball got out of there about as quickly as the ball was delivered to him. Leadoff home run for Jaree Pledger, his first as a Georgia Highlands Charger, and the Chargers now have a 1-0 lead on the Century Bank scoreboard. Perry tried to get him looking outside, and he came with something inside, looked like a breaking ball, and Pledger turned on it and punished Perry for the mistake. Zach Miller now the batter. He is the center fielder, transferred from West Virginia. He'll take a fastball way inside. 1-0 the count. Miller batting left-handed. Perry gets his sign, begins his windup, and here's the pitch. Good-looking pitch, must have missed just a bit outside. 2-0 the count on the Georgia Highlands center fielder. Trying to think of what sort of stance it looks like the Pledger has, as here's the 2-0 offering. Another one that'll just miss outside, 3-0. He'll take a step out and look down the third base side. Now Pledger back in the box. Perry again will start his wind. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball. That was a get-me-over fastball, and Miller takes it. Strike one. Perry comes set, gets his sign from team, and a curveball, a slow looping curveball that caught the inside part of the plate, and after going 3-0, he'll run the count full 3-2 on the Georgia Highlands center fielder, Zach Miller. Connor Perry starts his wind. Here's the pitch. Miller's going to send one. Fouled back our way. Thank goodness for netting there. None of us have to look silly jumping backwards. Count remains 3-2. 1-0, your score on the Century Bank scoreboard, thanks to a Jaree Pledger solo home run. Perry gets his sign. Here's the pitch. That ball is a breaking ball that misses way inside. So far inside, it actually hits Zach Miller. So he will get on first base with a hit by pitch, and that'll bring up Jason Wajinski, third baseman for Georgia Highlands. Had a pretty good game, his first game of the season. 2 for 4. No walks or strikeouts. No runs scored. Perry, the righty, comes set. He'll work from the stretch. First pitch is a fastball, strike one. Wajinski with an open stance in the left-handed batter's box. The 0-1 is a fastball, a little inside, nearly got him at the knees. That'll even up the count 1-1. Wajinski over there at third base has some big shoes to fill. That's where Brandon Bell played for Georgia Highlands during his 2-year career. Of course, Brandon now playing at Georgia State. Perry will throw over to first. Miller dives back safely. Another good thing about playing your Lakepoint sporting community is you don't have to worry about your uniform getting that dirty since you're playing on turf. Wajinski actually has that Andres Galarraga sort of stance in the batter's box as he takes ball 2 way outside on a fastball.
Something shit.
Open stance leaves that bat right there on his shoulder. The 2-1. Fouls that one off his foot. They'll leave it up the count at 2-2. So Zach Miller is the runner on first with Georgia Highlands up 1-0 on the Century Bank scoreboard. That coming off Jaree Pledger's leadoff home run. Jason Wajinski in the batter's box now. 2-2 the count on the Georgia Highlands third baseman. Here's the pitch. That ball is sent foul, hitting the netting over the Georgia Highlands dugout. Count remains 2-2. Georgia Highlands had a ton of records last year. I'm looking at all of these right now in between breaks. But here's something to look at. How about batting average? Minimum 100 at bats. At first, the pitch to Wajinski, who swings. And did he miss or foul that one back? He swings and misses. That'll be strike 3. That's the first out for Georgia Highlands here in the first inning. And that'll bring up Cameron Hearn. Cameron Hearn in the Wednesday game against LaGrange went 1 for 2. Scored a run, but also walked 3 times. Right-handed hitter and Georgia Highlands right fielder. Here's the pitch to him. Slow breaking ball. They'll get over on the inside portion of the plate, strike 1. Back to the batting averages. Caleb McElwaney hit .397 last year, Jonathan White .367, and Matthew Vaccaro at .343. Perry will throw over to first. Miller back safely. Along that same list, Jonathan White 70 hits, Devin Billardello 63 hits, and Matthew Vaccaro with 62. Certainly some records there if you're offensive minded that you can chase. RBIs is another one. Vaccaro, Bell, and Jonathan White at 54, 51, and 50. Pitch from Perry is going to miss outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Georgia Highlands right fielder. So with 54 runs, the number to chase. Drury Pledger just 53 off that mark. Here's the pitch to Hearn. He'll send that into right field. Camping underneath it is Gavin Harmon. He'll put it away. Retreating back to first is Miller. And that'll be out number 2. Bryson Horn will now be the batter. Georgia Highlands first baseman who had all 3 RBIs in the win against LaGrange on Wednesday. Went 2 for 4. The only times he didn't get on base was due to striking out twice. Had a walk. Left-handed hitter. First pitch to him is going to be sent back our way, strike 1. Drew Wilson on deck. Although I'm willing to bet we have a designated hitter there. Pitch to Horn will be sent over to the second baseman. He'll play it on a bounce and scoop over to first for out number 3. Well, Georgia Highlands strikes big off the bat of Drury Pledger. The right-handed hitting left fielder goes deep on the first at bat of Georgia Highlands here on this Friday game against Chattanooga State Community College. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We'll head to the second inning. Your score on the Century Bank scoreboard. Chargers lead it 1-0. Community College by a score of 1-0 on the Century Bank scoreboard. Due up for Chat State. In this half of the second inning, Trey Hall, Ty Delancey, and Gavin Harmon, your 5, 6, and 7 hitters. They'll be going up against Drew Wilson. Had a pretty economical first inning. Stepping in is Trey Hall, right-handed hitting designated hitter today for the Tigers. First pitch to him is skied. Everybody on that left side of the infield, and Drury Pledger gives it a look, but it'll go out of play. Strike 1. Wilson wasting no time, starts his windup. Here's the pitch. That's like a little breaking ball that'll miss way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1 offering. Shows bunt, pulls back in time as he'll take a fastball downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. to the 5-hole hitter designated hitter, Trey Hall. Wilson gets his sign, starts his windup in the pitch. That ball is lined into left field. That'll get down, and playing it on a hop will be Jaree Pledger. He'll throw it into the infield. And holding up at first base with the leadoff single is Trey Hall. That'll bring up Ty Delancey, the third baseman. Stepping out and giving the instructions to the infield is Parker Orr, Georgia Highlands' new catcher this year. Wilson will throw over to first, and diving back safely is Hall. But a nice move there. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be. Delancey stands in, left-handed hitter awaits Wilson's first pitch. It's a fastball upstairs. 1-0 the count. Drew Wilson is committed to Young Harris College. He'll throw back over to first. Diving back safely again is the 5-hole hitter Noah Hall, or excuse me, Trey Hall. Another pitch to Delancey, misses outside. So Wilson looking for a strike on the 6-hole hitter right now. Righty comes set, works from the stretch. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Strike one. Two one the count. On the third baseman, here's the pitch from Wilson. That ball misses just a little inside, looked like a fastball. 3-1 now the count. It was enticing. Delancey offered at it, but pulled his bat back in time. 3-1 the count. Delancey with a little bit of an open stance. Here's the pitch. That was a get me over fastball that got around the knees. And Delancey takes it, and that'll run the count full. The righty Wilson gets his sign and fires. That ball will be tapped back our way. Count remains 3-2. Last year, Drew Wilson led the Chargers and starts with 15. Again, through 74 and 2/3 innings, through 4 complete games. Grabbed 8 wins. Had an ERA of 3.25. Here's the 3-2 to Delancey as Wilson gets his sign and fires, swings it and fouls one back. Thought he might have come up empty on that, but he did get just enough of it and sends it to the Chat State dugout. And 3-2 the count. Runner on first, 1-0. Georgia Highlands leads on the Century Bank scoreboard, but nobody away here in the top of the second. Wilson fires. That ball will be fouled off of Delancey. So he's proven to be a tough out here. Patient hitter, but when you back him into a corner, he's a guy that's looking to make contact with anything. Very Tony Gwynn-esque. Here's the 3-2. There's a fastball that's going to catch the outside corner, or it's thrown into center field. However, and Hall will move up to second. Thinks about going to third, but he will not on the errant throw. So Delancey goes down swinging on the hit and run. Credit Trey Hall with a stolen base. It could have been a lot worse. As it sits runner at second, 1 out, and now batting Gavin Harmon, the right fielder. Right-handed hitter with a deep crouch. Here's the pitch. That ball will miss outside and bounce up to Orr, makes a good stop. 1-0 the count. Wilson looks to second. And now from the stretch to the plate. That ball's going to be sent out to right field, giving chase is Hearn, still giving chase. And that ball will be, looks like it is a fair ball. I thought that might have gotten fouled. Got just in on the line, and waiting to see if that ball actually landed in fair territory was Trey Hall, so he'll move up to third base. And moving up to second on a double is Gavin Harmon. So Georgia Highlands strikes first. The Chat State not going away quietly, with runners at second and third. 2 runners in scoring position for the catcher, Zach Team. Wilson steps off the mound to regain a little composure as the right-handed hitting catcher stands in. Wilson peers in and gets his sign. He'll come set, looks to third, and now to the plate. That ball will be sent on the ground. Playing it on a bounce will be DeMasi. He'll throw over to first, and a scoop from Horn, but it'll actually bounce out of his glove, and reaching on an air will be Zach Teen. And of course, on that, a run will score, and your game is now tied up at 1 apiece here at Lakepoint Sporting Community between the Chargers and the Tigers. Then E6 will move Team up a base, or will put Team on first, and put Gavin Harmon on third. Got Woodland baseball coach Colby Corsi with me. We give that an E6 or an E3?
E6.
E6, all right. We're on the same page here. Certainly rushed the throw a little bit there, did DeMasi. The first pitch to the 9-hole hitter, Vinny Vega, the left fielder, is a ball. The next pitch is a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, or 1-1 they count. That was on a breaking ball. Still trying to keeping score. Here on the scorebook, one-man show today. Here's a ball that's going to be sent on the ground to the second baseman. He'll flip over to DeMasi. He'll go back over to first in time for a 4-6-3 double play. So as quickly as Wilson gets into trouble, he'll get himself out of it. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We will head to the bottom of the second inning. Your score on the Citrus Bank scoreboard, Tigers and Chargers tied up at 1 apiece. Oh, thank goodness. Here's the 1-0. That ball way inside again. Nearly got Brady, but he got out of the way just in time. 2-0 the count. See, kind of shows you the difference between me and Blake Brady. If that was me, I would have turned into that pitch, made it look like I was getting out of the way. Somebody got it on first base. That was also because I couldn't hit the ball out of the infield. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That ball's going to catch the outside corner. Fastball, 2-1. Blake Brady, as the designator always is, looking to put the ball into the seats, or in this case, the woods. And does not really want the hit by pitch. 2-1 offering from Perry, swing and miss. 2-2 now the count. So he went something off speed there, and Brady way out in front. Almost like he was swinging that bat in slow motion a little bit. Here's the 2-2 offering. Another off-speed pitch. He'll send it back foul into a neighboring field. 2-2 remains the count. Telling you a little bit about Brady. Came from Liberty University. right-handed hitter, and here is the 2-2 pitch. Another slow curveball, and that'll be right over the plate for strike 3. Got him looking. So Brady goes down looking. That'll bring up Parker Orr, the catcher. Parker Orr in Wednesday's game, 0 for 5, 2 strikeouts, and also grounded into a double play. Certainly a forgettable game for the young catcher. First pitch to him is a strike. 1-1 the count. Orr from Pope High School calls Marietta home. Here's the 0-1 as it's skied back our way. 0-2 the count. Perry starts his windup. He's an efficient worker. Slow breaking ball, but came out of his sign came off his arm a little early, and 1-2 the count on the Georgia Highlands catcher. Orr waits the right-hander's pitch. That ball missed a little low and outside. 2-2 the count. The thing about Perry is he's got a nice curveball, but it's just a little inconsistent. The pitch Drury Pledger had out was that curveball, and the pitch that Brady struck out on was that curveball. And here's the pitch, and that's lifted deep into left field. This one's got a chance. Going back is Vinny Vega. He looks up. That ball is gone. Parker Orr says this game is tied no more and lifts one. That one didn't get out as quick as Pledger's did, but that one went up high enough. I'm sure that Delta people were tracking it from Hartsville Jackson. So a solo home run for Parker Orr, and the Chargers take the lead on the Century Bank scoreboard, 2-1. As a pitcher, you know that stings. Up 0-2 and then give up a home run. They'll bring up Joey DeMasi. First pitch to him, a fastball outside. 1-0 the count. Next offering just misses, 2-0. Now we're going to get a little bit of a mound visit out here from Chat State Tigers. Talk to their right-hander. Yeah, Colby Corsi here with me. What do you think he's talking about?
He's getting too fast.
And of course, he says he thinks he's rushing things a little bit, and that was certainly a thing in the first inning I noticed. Wilson was working at a much faster pace, and Perry took his time a little bit more. Both home runs came on 2-2 counts on that curveball, by the way. Here's the 2-0 to Joey DeMasi, the shortstop for the Chargers. He'll take one downstairs, 3-2, or 3-0, excuse me. DeMasi bats left. He'll take a strike there. 3-1 the count. Perry's still working pretty efficiently as he winds and fires. That ball looks like it's going to hit DeMasi. Whether it did or didn't, it's definitely ball 4. And he'll take first base. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Miguel Urbina. I'm telling you, every time I see that Urbina name, that's immediately where it goes to. Go to Ugith. Little Oogie action. Someone out there knows Oogie Urbina's like they're talking all about you on Cardinal radio today. Here's the first pitch to Urbina. He'll take that slow curveball for a strike. 0-1 the count. Urbina, one of the guys that Dash O'Neill talked about, is returning on an infield that's seen a lot of turnover. They'll throw over to first. Diving back safely is the Georgia Highlands shortstop, Joey DeMasi. Another curveball. Actually, that might have been a little bit of sliding action as it misses outside. 1-1 to count on the Georgia Highlands second baseman. Now, while Urbina is one of the returning guys, did not see a lot of starting action last year. Perry will work from the stretch. Righty kicks and fires. The ball misses upstairs, 2-1. Came out of North Paulding High School. Here's the pitch. Ball's fouled back. They'll leave it at the count 2-2. Looking at what Urbina did in the game against LaGrange, he went 1 for 3. The pitch, that is going to be skied into a neighboring field. The count remains 2-2. 1 for 3 did have a sacrifice in the game. One of those instances early in the year when your average is actually higher than your on-base percentage. Throw over to first, diving back safely is Joey DeMasi. 2-2 the count. Chargers lead 2-1 on the Century Bank scoreboard here at Lakepoint Sporting Community. Perry gets his sign. He'll work from the stretch, actually throw over to first. And again, diving back safely is DeMasi. Urbina will get back into the batter's box. Right-handed hitter, here's the pitch. That ball's going to be sent back up the middle. Playing it on a bounce, but then not being able to corral it is the second baseman.
Oh, wow, what a ball.
And Hayden Locke grabs it. They're going to say that he was able to corral it just in time to tag out DeMasi going over, moving up a station to second base. I didn't think he had corralled that ball quite in time.
He was still grabbing the baseball off the ground.
Of course, he right beside me, Woodland head baseball coach, agrees that he was still grabbing that baseball when DeMasi was standing up. When DeMasi was getting ready to stand up because he had taken second. As it sits, that'll be a fielder's choice. Lead runner taken out, and Urbina will take over at first. And now back up at the leadoff spot, Jaree Pledger. Short off some power his first at bat. This time he'll take a fastball in the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Coming set is Perry, now looking over to first and throwing over, but diving back safely is Urbina. Jaree Pledger's home run came on a 2-2 count, and it was one of those that I didn't know if he had as much lift as he did on it. Thought he might be coming off the wall, but I knew that he had some high exit velo. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. That's when he was looking to put another one over in that left field area. So 0-2 the count on the Georgia Highlands left fielder. Perry sets, fires. That ball will miss, and now a delayed steal. Urbina's going to take off. He's going to get in time. Ball will trickle into the outfield. Urbina will not try to advance. Stolen base. That'll put a runner at second base. 1-2 the count on Pledger. The right-hander standing in the batter's box, waiting on the right-handed pitcher Perry to come set. He will. He looks at second. Now a small kick and fire to the plate. That ball will miss upstairs. A fastball. 2-2 the count. Filled with twos. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Runner at second. Charged with 2 runs so far on the Century Bank scoreboard. Looking for more right here. Perry set and fires. Fastball just misses a bit low. So after getting ahead of Pledger 0-2, he'll run the count full 3-2. Urbina on second base. following the stolen base. Perry looks at second. Now will kick and fire. There's a ball that's shot right over to shortstop. Noah Fitzgerald will play it on the line and will corral the ball. So the Chargers threaten they will get one, but that's all they'll get. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We'll head to the 3rd inning. Chargers lead on the Citrus Bank scoreboard by a score of 2-1. Thanks. Out for the 3rd inning, and due up for the Tigers will be the 1-2-3 hitters. Sam Cheeley, Hayden Locke, and Noah Fitzgerald. They're combined 1 for 3 against the righty Wilson so far today. Cheeley, the center fielder, grounded out to second his last time up, and I believe did so on the first pitch. Wilson will fire one in there and foul back. 0-1 the count. Wilson winds and fires. That ball is sent on the ground. Blandu missing it over there at third base is Waj, but he'll recover and throw it to first. And they will say that he is out at first. I didn't know if Sam Horn had, didn't know if Horn had held the bag over there. Bryson Horn, but he did, and that'll be out number 1. So 5-3 put out. We'll bring up Hayden Locke. Locke flew up to Jeree Pledger his last time up in left field. First pitch to him was a fastball taken outside. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1. That ball sent on the ground. Urbino played on 2 hops. Pat the glove 3 times over to first, and that will be out number 2. So Wilson working efficiently so far. 4 total pitches to get 2 outs. It was always Wilson's thing last year, if memory serves. Was a guy that seemed to have a lot of trouble missing bats, and guys were able to hit him early. But whenever he was on, later on his games developed, it was hard to get anything off of him. But the early innings is really where he seemed to struggle. Noah Fitzgerald now the batter. He singled his last time up. First pitch to him is a strike right down the middle, 0-1. Next offering. He's going to miss a little low, 1-1 the count. Shortstop waits on Wilson's pitch. That ball missed a little outside. Maybe a tick low as well. 2-1 now the count on Fitzgerald. Two-1. Swing and a miss. And actually, excuse me, that was the 2-2 pitch. I was a pitch behind as Wilson works quickly. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. Let's head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Chargers lead on the Citrus Bank scoreboard by a score of 2-1. Why is So do you have to do a 5 o'clock newscast today, Mike? Just get on and just make like fart noises the entire time they're from 5:05 to 5:15 and see if anybody says anything. There you go. Or that poop machine that I bought for the Christmas party. You'll have Zach Miller, Jason Wachinski, and Cameron Hearn. Connor Perry back on the mound. The first pitch to Miller is going to be skied to center field. Giving chase is Sam Cheeley. He will camp underneath it right directly in dead center field. Probably about 10 steps short of the warning track for out number 1. That'll bring up Jason Wachinski. Again, Waj for short. He struck out his last time up. Left-handed hitter. With that, again, Andres Galarragian batting stance. First pitch to him is a fastball taken for a strike, 0-1 the count. The 0-1 from Perry. That ball misses way outside. That actually gets into the right-handed batter's box. That'll even things up at 1-1. Cameron Hearn on deck. Right fielder. Pitch to Wachinski first is going to be sent, and there's another drive. This one into deep right center field. Giving chase is Sam Cheeley, and he will get it a few steps short of the warning track there at Lakepoint Sporting Community. I thought there was a lot more lift on that ball. Maybe a little bit of wind killed that one. I thought that one was a moonshot, but that stays in play. That'll be out number 2. That'll bring up Cameron Hearn. Right-handed hitting right fielder. Asks for time. Perry was beginning his windup. First pitch to him is going to be a slow breaking ball. It's sort of offered at but missed. 0-1 the count. Hearn from North Carolina A&T played at Parkview High School. Perry looks in, gets his sign from team. Here's the pitch. Another one that's chased at. Another breaking ball, 0-2 the count on the Highlands right fielder. Perry starts his wind. Here's the pitch. Slow breaking ball. That'll be strike number 3. Chargers go down in order 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd inning. Let's head to the 4th. Chargers lead on the Citrus Bank scoreboard by a score of 2-1. Oh man, I'm starting to get the sniffles again. Should have taken one more dose of medicine before I got here.
If you want to. So no, it's not on here.
Okay, yeah. Welcome back to Lakepoint Sporting Community. Local baseball back on WHF for the 2018 season. We get you started off with the college baseball. Georgia Highlands and Chattanooga State Community College Chargers lead at the Tigers by a score of 2-1 on the Century Bank scoreboard. Due up for the Tigers in this top of the 4th inning, Nolan Makibroda, Trey Hall, and Ty Delancey. The 4, 5, and 6 hole hitters are 1 for 3 against Drew Wilson with 2 strikeouts and a single and a run scored. Up now, the first baseman, Maki Broda. First pitch from Wilson. Ooh, nice little two-seam fastball there that caught the corner, inside corner of the strike zone. 0-1 the count. Wilson, a quick worker, is already starting his windup, and here's the pitch. Another fastball. That one misses, maybe just a tick low. Wilson looks in, gets his sign from Orr, starts his wind in the pitch. The ball misses way outside. 2-1 now the count.
I'm not sure if they're going to done there.
Here's the wind and the pitch. That ball missed outside. So 3-1 the count on the Tigers' first baseman. Struck out looking his last time up. Wilson looks in, it begins his windup. The righty fires. That ball's going to be sent back in the middle off the glove of Wilson. He'll give chase right before the dirt at second base and flip over to first, and that will be out number 1. What a play by Wilson to stick with that ball, as it went right off of his glove, and of course when that happens, it killed any momentum it had to get to Urbina. 1-3 on the putout, and that'll bring up Trey Hall. Trey Hall's last time up singled, he then scored. Wilson's pitch to him will be downstairs. Next offering also misses. 2-0 the count on the designated hitter, Trey Hall. Wilson, a quick worker. If you're looking down at your scorebook for a minute, you're going to miss 2 or 3 pitches. Wilson begins his wind. The righty will fire. That ball skied. That'll get into the outfield. Camping out underneath it will be Zachary Miller, and that'll be out number 2. Now Ty Delancey, who struck out his last time up. Delancey, the third baseman, left-handed hitter with a little bit of an open stance. Slight bat waggle. Here's the pitch from the righty Wilson. That ball misses outside, ball 1. Wilson again will get his sign. The righty, again, an efficient worker. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1. That'll even the count at 1-1 apiece. In top of the 4th here, Chargers lead 2-1 on the Central Bank scoreboard. Here's the pitch from Wilson to Delancey. That ball sent right back up to Wilson. Again, got his glove on it. Urbina makes a nice rangy play behind second place in the outfield grass, but will not have a play at all at first base, and reaching will be Ty Delancey. So a little 2-out rally maybe here for the Tigers. That'll bring up Gavin Harmon, who doubled his last time up. Harmon playing right field, a right-handed hitter. And again, a player with that crouch. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that will just miss. 1-0 the count. Wilson will peer in, look at first, and now another snap throw over there, but throw a little high, so no tag applied as Delancey will dive back safely. Harmon doubled, was left at third in the second inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. The ball missed outside, although Harmon did offer at it. 2-0 the count. Georgia Highlands ace will lean in. Grab his sign, working the stretch. Here's the pitch. That ball will be foul tipped. A little excuse me swing that'll put the ball foul. 2-1 at the count. That was more of a swing in self-defense more than anything else, and it goes to the Chat State dugout side. Another throw to first, and again, diving back safely is the third baseman Delancey, who is 1 for 2 in the game. Another throw over. Another time Delancey dives back safely. On deck is Zach Team, who reached on areas last time up. Drew Wilson will keep looking over there at first to make sure Delancey doesn't get any happy feet and trying to take off for second. Here's a 2-1 off rate. That ball is sent on the ground, foul on the third base side. That'll even the count up at 2-2. So look down now comes set. The righty fires. That ball is going to catch the outside corner of the plate. Nice breaking ball by Drew Wilson, and he will leave the runners stranded at first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Let's head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Chargers lead on the Century Bank scoreboard by a score of 2-1. Did the Marlins trade Real Muto yet, Mike? So are you guys going to call up your Double-A team to play Major League Baseball next year? Well, if Loria was there, you know they wouldn't. Georgia Highlands College Chargers leading Chattanooga State Community College by a score of 2-1 on the Century Bank scoreboard. So we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Due up for the Chargers this inning, you'll have Bryson Horn, Blake Brady, and Parker Orr. Those guys are combined 1 for 3. The lone hit coming from Parker Orr, a solo home run in the 2nd inning. Bryson Horn stands in, left-handed hitting first baseman, also DH in the game on Wednesday. First pitch to him is going to be grounded and chopped foul to the Chat State dugout. Nothing and 1 the count. Horn grounded out to second base his last time up. Here's the pitch. That ball is belted and sent into right field on the ground. That'll get in there for a base hit as Horn will take first base. A lot of times when you think belted, you think of that ball being in the air, but he got around on that one and pulled it hard, and unfortunately for the Tigers second baseman Hayden Locke, he wasn't able to get there in time at all. Even if he had go-go gadget arms, I don't know if he would have gotten it. So a runner at first, nobody out. That'll bring up Blake Brady. His last time up, he struck out looking. Here's a pitch from Perry as he will send that over to the third baseman. He will slip over to second, but he will not hold the bag, and diving in safely is Bryson Horn. So Blake Brady sends that on the ground to Ty Delancey. His throw high, trying to hold the bag and also catch the ball is Hayden Locke, but he had to dive or he had to jump up, and he was about 6 inches off the bag by the time that Horn came sliding in there. So Brady will reach on an E5. Runners at first and second, still no one out for Parker Orr, who homered his last time up. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that will catch the inside part of the plate. Nothing and 1 the count. Parker Orr's home run, the last time up, 2-2 count. Ball that was a towering moonshot, as all Vinny Vega could do is turn up and watch it leave as he got to the wall. The 0-1. Looks like he misses with the off-speed pitch a little inside there. 1-1 the count on Parker Orr. Perry looks a second out of the plate as Orr will sky that one to the right side out of play. 1-2 the count. Georgia Highlands comes into this game ranked 20th in the NJCAA poll and ranked 14th by the Collegiate Baseball newspaper, so a lot of expectations for this Charger team this year. Pitch to Orr, he'll fight that one off. That was probably ball 2, but a little too close to take. So the count remains 1-2. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth with the Chargers up 2-1. Both Chargers runs coming by solo home runs, one in the first and one in the second. Perry comes set. He'll work from the stretch with runners on base. The pitch. Orr will sky this one. Camping underneath it is the first baseman, Maki Rhoda, and that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Now up Joey DeMasi, who was hit by a pitch his last time up. DeMasi in left-handed batter's box. Pretty much a straightaway stance, maybe a slight open in it. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that'll miss outside. 1-0 the count. Coming set as Perry looks to second and swing delivers a swing and a miss. To DeMasi, 1-1 now the count on the Georgia Highlands shortstop. Ranked 40th by Baseball America in the top 200 JUCOs to pay attention to this year. Looking at second, coming set, working the stretch is Perry. Fastball, that'll catch the inside part of the plate. Now DeMasi looking at a 1-2 hole. Outfield and infield both playing DeMasi to pull the ball, so there's a lot of space in between third and shortstop right now. The 1-2, that'll miss outside, 2-2. Noah Fitzgerald, the shortstop, is really just a few steps. You're looking at it from our point of view, just a few steps to the left of the second base bag. Here's the 2-2 offering. That ball will be sent foul, and being the netting above the Chargers dugout, the count remains 2-2. Really, as I say, there's a lot of space between Delancey and Fitzgerald. There's also a lot of space between Locke and Maki Rhoda. Here's the 2-2 as Perry comes set on the mound and delivers from the stretch. That swung on and missed. So I think that fouled right off of DeMasi. So the home plate umpire rules. So again, the count will remain at 2-2. The runner at second is Bryson Horn. Runner at first, Blake Brady. Single and an error put them there. Swing and a miss on the 2-2 count to DeMasi. And that will put him away on strikes. Now Miguel Urbina will stand in with 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. He reached on a fielder's choice and also stole second base his last time up. Perry's on the mound. He'll look to second, now deliver to the plate. Slow breaking ball. That'll miss. 1-0 the count. Urbina, the infield, takes more of a straightaway approach. Outfield slightly playing him to pull, but shortstop and second base at their regular depth, and first and third baseman guarding the lines. Here's the 1-0 to the Georgia Highlands second baseman. A slow looping curveball, but that'll miss inside. 2-0 the count. Urbina reached on that fielder's choice and stole second and was sitting in scoring position with Jaree Pledger up in the second inning. Perry will come set. Righty works from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's will bounce up to the plate. Team with a nice stop there. And 3-0 the count on the Georgia Highlands second baseman Miguel Urbina. Very set from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Give me over a fastball that actually got a little bit of the inside corner. 3-1 now to count. Urbina with a little bit of a bat waggle, sort of similar to Chipper Jones. You want a little likening to that. Ball will be set on the ground, played on a hop by Ty Delancey. He'll step on third, and that'll be out number 3. So Georgia Highlands threatens. They get 2 on, 1 via the hit, but no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left. Let's head to the 5th inning. Your score on the Cedar Bank scoreboard: Chargers lead the Tigers by a score of 2-1. Can you hear me? All right, cool. Trying to figure out how to turn this thing down. And we're back here at Lakepoint Sporting Community. You're listening to local baseball right here on WBHF in Cartersville. I want to give a special thanks to all of our sponsors that help make baseball possible for the spring of 2018. Those sponsors are Century Bank, Owen Security, Harry Daniel Insurance, Coosa Valley Credit Union, First Baptist Church, Georgia Highlands College, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Taverna Mediterranean Grill, Heritage Buick GMC, Elite Stone Supply, St. Angelo's at Lakepoint, First Class Collision, and Schottenkirk Honda. Again, all those sponsors help make baseball possible for you right here on WBHF all season long. 2 up right now for the Chattanooga State Community College Tigers. You'll have Zach Team, Vinny Vega, and Sam Cheeley, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Team, the guy up now. He reached on errors last time up. First pitch to him is a fastball taken downstairs for ball 1. The next offering from Wilson is a fastball that's sent deep into left field. That ball is back and lit off the wall. Gathering it in is Pledger. He'll throw into the infield and diving in safely. What an arm by Pledger to even make that play close. Team rocketed one right off the wall. Pledger got to it quickly, had a strong throw into the infield, and a nice relay throw by Joey DeMasi, and nearly got Zach Team. But he'll stand at second. Now there will be a pinch runner, courtesy runner for Team, who is the Tigers catcher. Vinny Vega now the batter. Pitch to him is going to be in the dirt, but a nice stop by Parker Orr will keep the runner from advancing. 1-0 the count. Wilson will work from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That ball's set on the ground and right through the hole between third and short. Gathering in from left is Pledger. He'll throw it into the infield. And there to cut it off near the mound will be Wojcinski. So now runners at the corners and trouble brewing for Drew Wilson. Especially with the top of the lineup due up now and Sam Cheeley. Cheeley 0 for 2 on the day. Wilson working from the stretch. The first pitch is a little inside. 1-0 the count. Ball will be sitting on the ground and trying to make a diving stop is Wojcinski, but that'll get into off his glove and into left field. Scoring on the play will be Zach Team. And moving up a base is Vinny Vega. And Chat State has now tied the Chargers here in the top of the 5th inning, 2-2 on your Century Bank scoreboard. Sam Cheeley hit that in a beautiful spot. Wojcinski dove to his left, and the ball trickled right off the top of the glove. It would have been tough to make a play, but he might have been able to keep Team over at third. But as it sits, runners at first and second, nobody out. And Dash O'Neal pays a visit to his right-handed ace. Parker Orr will get in front of the plate and give the infield its signs as Hayden Locke will step in. Locke 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him as he shows bunt but pulls back. Regardless, it's a strike. Nothing in 1 to count. As I said, Locke today 0 for 2. Flew out to left field his first time up and grounded out to second in the third. Here's the 0-1 from the righty. Wilson again shows bunt. The ball's a good one right down the line. Wojcinski's going to grab it, throw over to first base, and he will just get him in time. If I'm not mistaken, no, they're going to say that he actually beat the throw. So now bases loaded. The infield single by Hayden Locke. That'll move Vega over to third, Cheeley to second, and now the 3-hole hitter, Noah Fitzgerald, who's 1 for 2, singled and struck out so far. First pitch from Wilson, breaking ball that'll just miss inside, 1-0 the count. Important thing for Wilson is to know that you're still very much in control of this game. Not to let this get away from you. Here's the 1-0. Fastball that'll miss way outside into the left-handed batter's box, 2-0 the count. Again, tied up at 2 apiece here on your Century Bank scoreboard. The Tigers struck first here in the top of the 5th and still have no one out, bases loaded. Here's the 2-0 offering. That ball sitting on the ground. Wojcinski will grab it. He will step on third for the out, and then will throw home, and that ball will skip right past Parker Orr. So the run will score. So a fielder's choice for Fitzgerald will grant him an RBI and give the Tigers a 3-2 lead on your Century Bank scoreboard. So Hayden Locke stands at second base now with Fitzgerald at first. It'll bring up Nolan Makibroda. Who is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out looking in the first and grounded out to Wilson his last time up. That was the play where it went right off Wilson's glove. He's able to make the play. And it looks like Dash O'Neal coming out to the mound. That'll be the end of the day for Drew Wilson. So we've got a pitching change. Let's take a 90-second timeout back at the station. We'll be right back with more of baseball. Georgia Highlands trailing the Chattanooga State Community College Tigers by a score of 3-2 on the Century Bank scoreboard. Alex Holbrooks will be the new pitcher, for Drew Wilson. He is done after 4 1/3 innings today. Gave up 8 hits so far, just 3 runs, but both runners at second and first belonged to him. He did strike out 4 and no walks in today's contest. You saw some good Drew Wilson. You saw a little bit of bad Drew Wilson, but it's the beginning of the season. You're still trying to work the kinks out everything. We're still trying to work the kinks out of a broadcast here as well here on WBHF. But Alex Holbrooks, he will be the new pitcher for Georgia Highlands. He did pitch in Wednesday's game, threw an inning, struck out 2, and was credited with the win. Alex Holbrooks is a 5'10" right-handed thrower with came from Billerica High School. He'll work in the stretch with others at second and first. First pitch to him the first pitch to Maki Broda will be downstairs, ball 1. So Maki Broda, as we said before the pitching change, 0 for 2 on the day, struck out looking and grounded out to the pitcher in his 2 plate appearances. He is a cleanup hitter, so a guy you definitely have to take a little seriously out there. Next pitch from Holbrooks is a fastball that'll catch the outside part of the plate. 1-1 the count. Holbrooks sets, the righty fires. Fastball upstairs, 2-1. Getting to Holbrooks as he was warming up there on the mound. Looked like he was missing high with a lot of stuff, and when you're going into the dangerous part of a lineup, missing high is really what you want to be doing. The 2-1 is a fastball that just misses the inside part of the plate. 3-1 the count. On the cleanup hitter, first baseman Nolan Makibroda. Holbrooks fires, and there is a strike on the outside part of the plate. Very generous call from up here where we sit. They'll run the count full, 3-2. Holbrooks from the first base side of the rubber will set and fire. The ball's sent into the left side of the diamond out of play. Into a neighboring field, and the count remains full. Runner at second base is Hayden Locke. Runner at first is Nolan Fitzgerald. Tigers have struck for 2 runs so far here. In the top of the 5th, still just 1 away as they lead the Chargers 3-2 on the Cinder Bank scoreboard. Holbrooks will set and fire. The next pitch is again sent off the left side into a neighboring field. And the count remains full. Holbrooks comes set, sticks the ball from deep down below him. Now will come set, look at second. Small kick and fire, and that ball is chopped foul behind the plate, and the count remains 3-2. Again, Holbrooks did pitch in that game against LaGrange College on Wednesday. Threw an inning, struck out 2, didn't walk any, didn't give up any runs. Sure Dash O'Neill would take that right now. Holbrooks again set. Looks a second and fires. That ball is again going to be sent foul into a neighboring field. So the count remains full, 3-2. Georgia Highlands Chargers outfield. Played him to pull. There's a lot of space there in left center field. Here's the pitch from Holbrooks to Makibroda. Swing and miss. And that'll be out number 2 here in the top of the 5th, and that'll bring up Trey Hall. Hall 1 for 2 on the day. He singled, scored a run, stole a base in the 2nd inning. He also popped out to the center fielder, Zachary Miller, in the 4th. Right-handed hitter. Holbrooks comes set. The Chargers pitcher sets and fires. Strike 1, swinging strike from Trey Hall there. Holbrook gets ahead of it. Here's the 0-1 offering. That ball's going to get down low. Nice stop by Orr. 1-1 to count. 1-1 offering to Hall. That ball's going to skip in front, and Parker Orr is going to try to throw out. Is going to try to throw a Hayden Locke over there at third, but it's going to sail over the head of Wojcinski. And to compound everything, another run is going to score on the throwing error from Parker Orr, who is a struggle behind the plate with throwing the ball. He overthrew the second baseman Miguel Urbina, which allowed Trey Hall to steal a base in the second inning. So now 4-2 the score on the Century Bank scoreboard as Locke advances on that throwing error. And Noah Fitzgerald move up to second base. Here's the 2-1 from Holbrooks. That ball missed downstairs, 3-1. Certainly an inning to forget for the Chargers. Holbrooks comes set. The righty fires. That ball is sit on a rocket down the left field line, but just misses foul. That runs the count 2-2 on Trey Hall, the designated hitter. Chargers outfield playing Hall straight away. Infield doing much the same. Holbrooks looks to second as he comes set and now delivers. That ball is swung on and missed for strike 3. So the Tigers make the most of their opportunities given to them in the top of the 5th inning. They will get 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and will leave 1 left. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers lead the Chargers on the Century Bank scoreboard by a score of 4-2. Thank you. You told her there wasn't even going to be one? Thank you. And we're back here for more baseball here at Lakepoint Sporting Community. The Chargers have either been tied or led the entire time here at Lakepoint Sporting Community, and now they'll have their backs up against the wall here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 4-2. Due up for the Chargers in this half the inning will be the top of the lineup, the 1-2-3 guys, which is what you want when you need to get some runs in a hurry. Trudy Pledger, Zach Miller, and Jason Wojcinski. There'll be some pop here. Pledger got his game started off the right way for the Chargers with a solo home run of the first. Left fielder, one of those names to watch, according to Baseball America. Baseball America knows more than I do, so. Pledger will stand in there, right-handed hitter. First pitch to him, breaking ball. That'll be called a ball, as I guess he misses just a little upstairs. 1-0 the count. Chargers have not been without opportunities. You need not look back, but 1 inning to go with runners at first and second and nobody out. And then get any runs across. The 1-0 offering to Pledger, that's a fastball that's in the left-handed batter's box. 2-0 the count. Perry comes set, the right-hander delivers. That ball is right down the middle, strike 1. Pledger's going to make him throw a strike, and Perry did. Pledger did strike out his last time up in the second inning on a full count. Runner was on second at that time. The 2-1 offering upstairs, 3-1. A walk is just as good as a base hit. That message co-signed by Billy Bean. Connor Perry, the righty, who's thrown 4 strong innings, delivers. And that ball will be again in the left-handed batter's box in ball 4. So Pledger draws a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Zach Miller, the center fielder. Miller hit by a pitch and flew out to the center fielder, Sam Cheeley. Miller, a right-handed hitter, a kid from West Virginia University, from the Mountaineers. Stands tall in the box. The righty Perry tosses, and Miller showed bunt but pulled back. The ball downstairs, ball 1, and the catcher team will throw it to first, and diving back safely is Pledger. So a whole lot of action, but nothing doing. At the end, it's just a 1-0 count. Perry looks to first, gets his sign from team, one that he likes, and will come set. He'll kick and fire. That ball will be right on the outside corner of fastball to get up the count at 1-1. Dash O'Neill said that Miller has all the tools to be that exciting player in this Georgia Highlands lineup this year, even defensively. He played to pull a bit, so if he could push that ball into right center, he might have, he and Pledger could run for days. Breaking ball misses inside, 2-1 the count. Again, bottom of the 5th here, Chargers trailing the Tigers 4-2 on the Century Bank scoreboard. And the righty for Chat State comes set and delivers, and Miller sends one into left field. I think he might have gotten a loop. Nope, it's going to be right over the head of Vinny Vega. And that will send Pledger over to third base as he dives in safely, and Miller will get a stand-up double, and the Chargers are in business here at the top of the 5th, bottom of the 5th, excuse me. The way Vega played that off the bat, I thought he might have had it, but that was just a tick over his head. The Chargers will take it. Now nobody out, runners at second and third. Let's see if the Chargers can cash in with their 3-hole hitter, Jason Wojcinski. He's over 2 today with a strikeout and a fly out to center field. Fly out to center field right now would score you a run, pull you within 1. Perry will step off the mound. Now he's back and he comes set. He'll deliver. Curveball that misses way outside. Team actually had to stand up and get it in the right-handed batter's box. 1-0 the count. Another mound visit for Perry. They're meeting on the mound and talking mechanics, talking random, whatever they're talking about. Good time to give you the scoring summary. Chargers scored first in the bottom of the 1st on a solo home run by Jaree Pledger. The Tigers would answer back with a run scored on an E6. Zach team would drive in Trey Hall. That would tie up the score at 1 apiece. Then a few runs here and there. That gives us the 4-2 game that we're at right now. Coach retreats back to the dugout, and Perry now looks in and gets his sign from Zach team. The righty's set. He'll kick and fire. Another ball that misses outside, 2-0. Chargers would score in the bottom of the 2nd, a solo home run by Parker Orr. Then 3 runs in the top of the 5th for the Tigers. Here's a pitch sent to Wojcinski, who then fires that one about as far as you can hit a ball. Unfortunately, it's foul. That'll run the count 2-1. You've been throwing that breaking stuff outside and then try to sneak a fastball inside by him, and I definitely think twice before I did that again. Here's the 2-1. Fastball upstairs, 3-1. Chargers behind the 8 ball for the first time all game today, and showing a little adversity. A walk and a double with runners at second and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Wojcinski will take a fastball to the inside part of the plate. That'll run the count full, 3-2. Wojcinski didn't really like the call. curve, freezes Wojcinski in the batter's box, and that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Now Cameron Hearn will grab a bat, the right fielder, 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to his opposition, Gavin Harmon, in the first inning, and then struck out looking in the 3rd. Perry's first pitch to him is a breaking ball. That'll catch the zone. 0-1 the count. Tell you what, if he hangs a breaking ball, that's been his MO. The first pitch he wants to do is throw that breaking ball over for a strike. Here's a pitch to Hearn. That's going to be a high single right past a diving Hayden Locke and Nolan Maki-Broda. That'll drive in Jaree Pledger, and also coming around to score is Zach Miller, and the Chargers have tied this up at 4 apiece. So a little seeing high single by Cameron Hearn drives in 2 runs. Also gave you a little bit of a sight of how fast the top of this order for Georgia Highlands can be this year. That's Pledger and Miller score. And then trying to go over and advance while they were dilly-dallying getting the ball back into the pitcher. You saw Hearn try to get up to second base, but unfortunately he's tagged out there. A really smart baseball play, but looks kind of silly if you're sitting at home and hearing it like that. A smart baseball play. He was trying to catch the infield napping, and infield wasn't napping that much, and they tag him out at second. And that'll be the second out of the inning. But the big news is a 2-run score, and it's tied up at 4 apiece. And that'll bring up Bryson Horn. Bryson Horn will take a raking pitch on the outside part of the plate, a little outside, ball 1. Perry comes set. Here's the 1-0. Fastball that misses. Or that first step is going towards that first base side. So he's looking to pull. Here's the 2-0 offering from Perry. That ball will bounce up there. 3-0 the count. Perry will again delivers. He comes set. Another ball that just misses the inside part of the plate, and a 4-pitch walk to Bryson Horn puts the Chargers back in business as Blake Brady, the designated hitter, grabs a bat. Brady on the day is 0 for 2, but he has reached base on an error. The first pitch to him is a curveball that misses way inside that actually almost hit Brady in the back. 1-0 the count. Brady struck out looking in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 4th. Scored tied up here. Tigers scored 3 in the top of the 5th. Chargers scored 2 in the bottom and still looking to score more. There's another curveball that this one's going to hit the helmet of Blake Brady. And he'll throw the bat away in disgust as he goes and takes first base. Runners at first and second after the hit by pitch. That'll bring up Parker Orr, who showed you his pop. With a solo home run in the 2nd inning. He also popped up to the first baseman to be the first out in the 4th inning with runners at first and second. So Perry will come set on the mound, runners at first and second for the catcher, Parker Orr, who will take a curveball, the inside part of the plate, for a strike. Here's the 1-0 offering. Another breaking pitch. This one Orr will take for a ball. 1-1 the count. There's the ball sent right back up the middle. Grabbing it is the second baseman Locke, and he will touch second for the third out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Certainly an eventful one in which 5 runs were scored here in the bottom half. You get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We'll head to the 6th inning. Chargers and Tigers tied up on the Century Bank scoreboard by a score of 4 apiece. Back here for the 6th inning. Georgia Highlands and Chat State tied up at 4 apiece. Looking here to get things started for Chat State are the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Ty Delancey, Gavin Harmon, and Zach Team. Then we'll get their first look at a new pitcher for Georgia Highlands. As all Alex Holbrook's day is done, 2/3 of an inning, striking out 2. Coming in now will be Noah Bryant. Noah Bryant, a right-hander wearing number 35. And one of those JUCO names to watch. Another transfer from the University of North Georgia. He'll get his day started here against the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Delancey is 1 for 2, Harmon is 1 for 2, and Team is 1 for 2. Brian finishing up his warm-up tosses. And again, the first thing that Cody Pace texted me today, you know, Cody and I did these Georgia Highlands games together last year, all the local games together when we could. You would take one look at that Georgia Highlands roster and said, man, that's a lot of turnover. Well, it definitely is. So Brian and Orr will meet. Now they'll break that up. Orr will run back. Now stepping in, the left-handed hitting Ty Delancey. Struck out and singled in his 2 plate appearances. Very open stance. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball, that's going to catch the zone. 0-1. The 0-1 offering. There's another fastball. That'll miss. Maybe a tick low. 1-1 the count. 1-1 from Bryant. That ball will be sent downstairs. 2-1. Seeing nothing but fastballs so far from Bryant. 2-1 offering. That ball will be sent foul into a neighboring field. Even up the count at 2-2. Well, the third baseman from Chat State. Again, your score 4-4 here on the Century Bank scoreboard. Tight game. 2-2 offering. That's going to hit Ty Delancey. That'll put him on first base. Hit him right square in the back. It's really not the start that Noah Bryant wants to get off to on the mound. Delancey runs down to first base. So it appears he'll be all right. And now stepping in, right-handed hitting Gavin Harmon, who's 1 for 2 on the day. He doubled in the second, but was left at third. And then he struck out looking in the fourth. First pitch to him, ball upstairs, right at the chin. 1-0 the count. 1-0 offering. There's a fastball that'll catch the zone. That'll even it up at 1-1 with a runner on first, nobody on here in the top of the sixth. There's a fastball. That one pops to mid pretty hard. Brian looks to first. He'll come set, work from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's going to be sent on the ground past the diving Urbina, and that'll get into right field. Delancey will hold up at second base as it's corralled quickly by Hearn. Now runners at first and second with nobody out for Zach Team. Zach Team, the catcher, had a screaming double off of his bat the last time up and scored a run in that 3-run fifth inning for Chat State. He also reached on an error in the second. Shows bunt this time around. Bryant throws a fastball upstairs. 1-0 the count. Runners take off. Well, they show that they take off, but you go about halfway and then turn back. So that ball misses downstairs 2-0. Hit by a pitch and a single is how Chat State gets started here in the top of the sixth. 2-0 pitch is a fastball that sails way inside and upstairs. 3-0 the count. Bryant comes set. Here's the 3-0 offering. That ball misses way inside, so while it would have been a sacrifice had he gotten the ball over the plate, turns into a walk, and that'll load the bases here in the top of the sixth inning for Vinny Vega, who singled his last time up. Someone is getting loose out there in the Georgia Highlands bullpen. Vega on the day, 1 for 2, that single scoring a run in the fifth inning. First pitch to him, he'll sky one, fouled back our way. Nothing in 1 to count. The 0-1 offering misses inside. Well inside, 1-1 the count. Bryant will peer in, getting his sign from Parker Orr. Bases loaded, nowhere to put him. 1-1. That ball will miss just a bit upstairs, 2-1. People always say there's no place to put anybody when the bases are loaded. Well, there are. It'll just cost you a run. Here's the 2-1. That's a fastball that's offered at, but taken for a ball. Looked pretty good from up here, but that'll run the count 3-1. Well, the left fielder, Vinny Vega. And Bryant will throw a fastball. That'll miss the outside corner. He'll walk in a run, and Chat State grabs the lead once again on a 5-pitch walk to Vega. So 5-4 now the score on the Century Bank scoreboard. Dash O'Neill coming out to talk to Noah Bryant, and it'll be a short talk as he hands over the baseball immediately, and we have another pitching change coming for the Chargers here in the top of the sixth inning. Let's set the table for you. Chat State leads Georgia Highlands 5-4 with the bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the sixth inning. We'll get you your next pitcher next after a 90-second commercial timeout. You're listening to local baseball right here on WBHF. Back here at Lakepoint Sporting Community, Chargers trailing the Tigers 5-4 on the Century Bank scoreboard. Your new pitcher, Sam Warren, freshman out of Grayson High School, also plays some outfield. He'll be called upon to work Georgia Highlands out of this bases-loaded jam with nobody out here in the top of the 6th. First pitch to the leadoff hitter, Sam Cheeley, who is 1 for 3 today, is missing in the inside part of the plate for ball 1. The next offering is a fastball, a little upstairs, but doesn't keep Cheeley from swinging at it. 1-1 now the count. Warren working fast. The righty comes set and again throws. That's a ball that's chopped foul. Right behind the plate. 1-2 the count. Cheeley singled and drove in a run in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-2 offering from Warren. That ball is cut on and missed. It'll bounce and it'll actually go down the first base side. That's how far away it bounced, and I think Georgia Highlands is saying that he kicked it. The home plate umpire doesn't agree. The runner from third, Gavin Harmon's going to score. Dash O'Neill out there pleading his case. It was certainly an awkward sort of bounce that it took. I don't know if he's saying he kicked it or he tipped it foul, but it kicked down that first base line a good bit.
It hit him, no matter what, he was already out. So.
Dash O'Neill pleading his case. It's not getting through. And so Cheeley will be retired on that play. But the run will score due to the pass ball. So the strikeout swinging, that's the first out, but it comes at the cost of a run. 6-4 now the score on the Century Bank scoreboard. Chat State leading Georgia Highlands. Hayden Locke now the batter. First pitch to him is a strike. Taken, 0-1 the count. Warren looks a second. He'll kick and fire from the stretch. That ball is sit on the ground, and diving Horn can't make the play. That'll get into right field. Hearn coming in, throwing to the plate. That will be just a tick late from Parker to Parker Orr, but Georgia Highlands now saying that Chattanooga State interfered with that when they were going to grab the bat. Trying to see. They're going to say that he was out of the plate because of the interference of Chat State grabbing the bat that was actually in the field of play. So a little lot going Highlands' way there. Might have been a little bit of a makeup call as well. So 6-4 remains the score on the Century Bank scoreboard. That'll bring up Noah Fitzgerald. He's 1 for 3 on the day, singled in the first. Here's the pitch from Sam Warren. The righty out of Grayson, swing and a miss. 0-1 the count on the shortstop for Chat State. Warren's come in here throwing strikes. The 0-1 is bounced up to Parker Orr. He'll make a nice stop, even up the count 1-1. Warren peers in. Sort of that Smoltz getting ready in the set sort of look. Now he'll come set from the stretch, and here's the pitch. That ball will bounce up to the plate again. 2-1 to count. Warren looks to third. Runners at second and third. 2 out here in the top of the 6th. Chat State's already scored 2. There's a fastball inside. Fitzgerald chases after it, can't hold a swing up. 2-2 now the count on the Chat State shortstop. 2-2 offering. There's a fastball framed. A nice job there by Parker Orr. He'll hold the mitt there. The home plate umpire will agree, and that will be out number 3. Sort of a weird inning here in the top of the 6th. Chat State grabs 2 runs on 2 hits and a calamity of errors, but officially none, and they will leave 2 left. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th. Chat State leads Georgia Highlands on the Century Bank scoreboard by a score of 6-4. See y'all are at field 9?
I called the guy back at the field.
Wait, right here?
Yeah. I got back, looked at it, and I said, I don't want to send money on the field drive today. I said, hey, will you field? He said, yeah. Funny thing is, Coach, he's right over there. Practicing. He's one of the Carson JV coaches. So they're over there practicing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Go over and hang out with us when you get done.
Yeah, man. Well,
What the hell happened here?
Well, their relief pitcher, Noah Bryant, came in and just couldn't throw strikes. And then just Wilson started getting hit in the fifth inning. They were just hitting.
Not good. I'll talk a little bit.
All right, man. I'll head down there when I'm done. Mike, did they release the memo yet? The memo. Back here at Lakepoint Sporting Community, Georgia Highlands again behind the 8-ball, trailing 6-4 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Excuse me, the 8, 9, 1 hitters is Joey DeMasi. Shortstop stands in. He'll take a called strike, 0-1. Looks like Perry's still on the mound out there for Chat State. Good for him. Showing off that stamina. So I take that back. It is not Perry. We've got a different pitcher out there. DeMasi will swing at the 1-1 offering. 1-2 now the count. It's first game of the season for everybody here. DeMasi will take another ball outside. Matt Wingard is the pitcher now for Chat State. Wingard will toss one outside, 3-2 the count. Massey will send one over to the second baseman. Hayden Locke will scoop over to first, and that'll be out number 1. And actually, it is not Wingard. I'm being told it's number 29 on the mound, Dalton Kent from Powder Springs as the pitcher for Chat State. The high Sox and similar delivery threw me off there for a good bit. Regardless, one away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Miguel Urbina will now step in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on a fielder's choice and stole a base in the 2nd inning and grounded out to the 3rd baseman unassisted in the 4th. And leaving with Dash O'Neal is Joey DeMasi, limping a bit as he comes off the field. Regardless, Miguel Urbina steps in now against Dalton Kent. First pitch to him is a strike, 0-1. Kent peers in, grabs his sign. He works straight from the stretch, despite nobody being on. His offering misses outside, 1-1 the count. Kent will throw another one outside. And Urbina lays off. 6-4 your score on the Cinder Bank scoreboard. Chat State up on Georgia Highlands. Here is the offering to Urbina. He'll send it on the ground. Playing it, it'll be Horn. He will flip and throw over to Kent, covering the bag at first. And that'll be the second out here in the bottom of the sixth. So a 3-1 put out there, and that'll flip the order. Jerry Pledger now up. Pledger, 3 plate appearances. He has homered, struck out, and walked. Kent comes set. Working from the stretch again. The first pitch, a raking ball. Pledger can't grab it. 0-1 the count. Another breaking ball will miss inside, making it even 1-1. Everyone playing Pledger to slightly pull from that Chat State defensive lineman. As he sends one foul on the third baseline. 1-2 the count. Kent, the righty, comes set and fires. Pledger chases the ball, can't hold his bat back in time, and that will be out number 3. Nothing doing for Georgia Highlands here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits or errors, and none left. Let's head to the top of the 7th. Chat State leads on the Century Bank scoreboard by a score of 6-4. This commercial is awful. Not Mike. They sound like a chipmunk. Welcome back to Lakepoint Sporting Community. You're listening to local baseball right here on AM 1450 WBHF, FM 100.3, also on the TuneIn radio app right here from Cartersville, Georgia. Georgia Highlands trailing on that scoreboard by a score of 6-4. Sam Warren will remain on the mound. Pitched well in 1 inning of work, as he inherited the bases loaded, and only with nobody out, and only allowed one of those runners to score. He'll get Monkey Broda, Trey Hall, and Ty Delancey here in the top of the 7th. And the first pitch to the third baseman is a ball outside. The 1-0 offering is cut on and missed, strike 1. Monkey Broda 0 for 3 on the day. 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. One time he did put a ball in play was a ground out to the pitcher. The 1-1 offering. The 1-2 offering is taken downstairs, or 1-0-2 offering is taken downstairs. Here's the pitch. That ball's cut on and missed, strike 3. That's the hat trick that no baseball player wants. 3 strikeouts in the game for Monkey Broda, that'll bring up Trey Hall. Trey Hall on the day is 1 for 3. He singled, stole a base, and scored a run in the 2nd, and he popped out to Zach Miller and struck out. That was in the 4th inning, and struck out in the 5th. He shows bunt, pulls back. That ball misses the zone, 1-0. Working for the windup, here's the pitch from Warren. That ball taken right at the letters. They're leaving the count at 1-1. Warren working fast, again winds and fires. That ball misses downstairs. 2-1 the count. The righty from Grayson winds and fires. That ball catches the inside part of the plate. Nice fastball, and that'll leave the count at 2-2. And again, the wind. Here is the pitch to Trey Hall. He chops at that one. That one's going to squirm just a bit foul. Looked like it might be trouble for a second, but a little bit of English kicks it down the third base line and out of fair territory. And so Trey Hall will hustle back to the batter's box. We'll do the 2-2 all over again. Warren glove over his face will start his windup. The righty fires. That ball is fouled right at the plate. So we'll do the 2-2 all over again. This is Warren's first appearance on the year. Pitch is going to be swung on and taken by the shortstop, who will quickly throw over to first, and that will be out number 2. Joey Demasi did leave after being helped off the field by Dash O'Neill. And your new shortstop is freshman out of Columbus High School, Austin Foster. Showed off a nice arm there. That'll bring up Ty Delancey. First pitch to him, close, but they're going to call the ball. His next offering will also not find the zone. 2-0 the count. Righty Warren will start his wind, and here's the pitch. Ball misses way outside, 3-0. Delancey, 3 plate appearances, will strike out a single and a hit by pitch. Plus he scored a run. The 3-0 offering from Warren. That ball's taken just a little bit high in a 4-pitch walk. We'll give the Tigers their first base runner here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. Gavin Harmon now the batter. He's 2 for 3 on the day. A double, a strikeout, and a single with a run scored. Warren now will work from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Ball misses a little inside, maybe a tick low. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 offering, and taking off for second is Delancey, and he will slide in safely. He tried to get back with he slid with his left hand, and then he tried to come back and take it with his right. The infield umpire is going to say, no, when you switched hands, the other one left the bag, and the tag was still applied, and that will be out number 3. So a caught stealing for Ty Delancey will get Georgia Highlands out of the 7th. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We'll head to the bottom half. Your score, Chat State 6, Georgia Highlands 4. And back at Georgia Highlands College, at Lakepoint Sporting Community, we're the home of the Chargers, which trail the Chat State Tigers by a score of 6-4. Dalton Kent back on the mound. He'll get the 2-3-4 hitters up for Georgia Highlands. As Zach Miller, the center fielder, gets things started. First pitch, a breaking ball. He'll take that for a strike. Oh, that was right down the heart of the plate. 0-1 the count. Next offering from Kent, misses a little outside. 1-1 the count. Miller on the day is 1 for 2. Doubled and scored a run in the 5th. Next offering from Kent is swung on and missed by Miller. Came up empty. Big cut though. So 1-2 the count on the Georgia Highlands center fielder, Zach Miller. Kent again working strictly from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Ball bounces up there. Leaving the count at 2-2. Big inhale and exhale from Kent on the mound, and now he comes set after eating his sign from team. They'll throw another breaking ball. That one close. Miller takes it, and that will be ball 3. So the count full on the Georgia Highlands center fielder. Here's the pitch. That ball will miss outside, and Miller will draw a walk here to start off the bottom half of the 7th. Now Jason Wojcinski, who absolutely crushed the ball his last time up. Unfortunately, it was just foul. But he'll step in 0 for 3 on the day. Strikeout looking, a strikeout swinging, and a pop-up to the center fielder, Sam Cheeley. Kent comes set on the mound, and now he'll throw over to first. Diving back safely is Miller. Didn't really have a big lead over there. Here's the pitch to Wojcinski. That ball will catch the outside part of the plate, looking like a slow breaking ball. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1 from Dalton Kent. That ball will catch the outside part of the plate, a fastball. Now the count 0-2. Wojcinski looking for something that he can just turn on. They'll again set up outside. Another fastball. That one misses. 1-2. Sorry, Roger. I think a lot of people remember you turning on a fastball inside and nearly doing a ton of damage to some of this Lakepoint property out here. Here's the 1-2 from Kent. They'll again set up outside, and he'll chase a fastball. Miller will take off for second. He will get there safely, and since that ball was gone to the backstop, Woj will go over and take first. So he strikes out swinging, but he does get on first base. So at least make it count. So Miller at second, Wojcinski at first. And that'll bring up cleanup hitter Cameron Hearn, who singled in 2 runs in the 5th inning. Those out in a close play at second. First pitch to him is a breaking ball. He'll take that downstairs. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. That ball misses and actually skies right behind team. And because he can't find it, Miller will get to take third. Wojcinski stays at first. Runners out the corners, nobody out. For your cleanup hitter. That's what you want if you're Georgia Highlands. Now you just got to make Chat State pay for some of those mistakes. 2-0 the count on the right fielder, Cameron Hearn. Big time talent playing right here at Lakepoint Sporting Community. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking pitch that catches the inside part of the plate. That'll run the count 2-1. Kent comes set. Righty stretches and fires. Hearn swings and misses. 2-2 now the count. Hearn ready in that right-handed batter's box. Kent comes on the mound, looks at Miller at third. He'll kick and fire. A breaking ball just misses the strike zone. And that'll run the count full. So Kent getting ready for the payoff pitch here. That will be a breaking ball, misses a little upstairs. And Hearn will take first base. Bases loaded, nobody out. Georgia Highlands has a chance to tie this game up, if not grab a lead here. Let's see what Bryson Horn can do. He had the big hit in Wednesday's game that drove in 3 runs. Left-handed hitter with a very open stance set in the box. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. He was looking to hit that a long way, but came up empty. So 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Ball misses outside, 1-1. Bases full with Chargers. Yes, I thought there were. Maybe runners actually just at first and second with 1 away. I guess Wojcinski never took first like I thought. From this vantage point, it's really hard to do so. As Horn will take the next pitch he sees and dink it into left field, and that'll be a single. And coming in standing is Zach Miller. Runners now at first and second, and Chargers now within 1. 6-5 on the Century Bank scoreboard, following the single by Bryson Horn. It'll bring up Blake Brady. Brady will take a strike as a fastball catches the zone downstairs at the knees. 0-1. Brady on the day is 0 for 2. He struck out looking, reached on an error, and got hit by a pitch in the 5th. Here's the 0-1 offering. That fastball is going to miss outside. 1-1 the count. Kent comes set. Righty will stretch and fire. That ball is sent to the second baseman. Locke will grab it, flip over to short, over to first, and that will be how the 7th inning ends. Georgia Highlands gets a run on 1 hit, no errors, and will leave 1 left. Let's head to the 8th inning. Your score on the Century Bank scoreboard: Chargers trailing the Tigers by a score of 6-5. I have a pole right in front of me, which limits my field to like 70%. Oh, there you go. That's great. And welcome back to Lakepoint Sporting Community. New pitcher on the mound for Georgia Highlands right now. That'll be Cody Johnson out of Cass High School. It's a little Bartow County kid getting a chance to show what he can do in a 6-5 ball game in which the Chargers trail Chattanooga State by a score of 6-5. Cody Johnson, a true freshman. Got to cover a bit of his stuff last year while he was a Cass Colonel. He's signed on to be a pitcher, but Cody Johnson was at the meat of that Cass order last year on the team that just missed playoffs. He'll go up against Gavin Harmon, Zach Team, and Vinny Vega. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters are due up. Which is Zach Team, Vinny Vega, and Sam Chile, if I have everything right. Oh, no, the caught stealing is how the 7th ended. So yeah, Gavin Harmon, Zach Team, and Vinny Vega due up for the Tigers in this half of the inning. Gavin Harmon on the day is 2 for 3 with a double, single, and a strikeout. Zach Team reached on an error, doubled, scored a run, and walked. And then Vinny Vega, the 9-hole hitter, hit into a double play, singled, scored a run, walked, and drove in a run. So with Team due up here to start the top of the 8th inning. Again, Tigers leading Chargers by a score of 6-5. We got our first look at Cody Johnson at the JUCO level. The righty winds and fires. First pitch is a fastball inside part of the plate, strike 1. Again, Team reached on an error, doubled it, and walked. Next pitch to him is going to be skied in center field. Miller will camp underneath it. That'll be the first out here in the top of the 8th. Now Vinny Vega will grab the bat. Johnson will wind, and the righty fires. His offering misses upstairs. Want to know the count. Again, the wind and fire from Johnson's fastball that nearly clips Vega there, but stays away from him. 2-0 the count. Vega walked in a run in the 7th inning. Excuse me, 6th inning. They're now at the top of the 8th. First game of the year for everybody. Well, the 2-1, the 2-0 offering is cut on and missed. 2-1 now the count. Gonna fly Cody Pace in from Athens to help me out with our next game. 2-1 offering, that's a called strike, 2-2. Johnson peers in, he'll get his sign from Orr, one that he likes. Now we'll start his windup. The righty delivers. That ball is cut on and missed, strike 3. So Johnson makes short work of Vinny Vega. Now let's flip the lineup, and Sam Chile will be up. 1 for 4 on the day. 2 ground outs, a single, an RBI, and a strikeout with an RBI. Chile looking for something big in his 5th plate appearance here. First pitch from Johnson, that looks like a hook. Ball misses upstairs, however. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 offering. That ball's going to be skied down the right side. Out of play. Evening the count 1-1. Johnson winds and delivers. That ball will miss outside. 2-1 now the count on the leadoff hitter, Sam Cheeley. Johnson again will deliver another fastball. That one's taken for a strike, evening the count at 2-2. Tigers scored 1 run in the second. 2 runs in the fifth, or 3 runs in the fifth, and 2 runs in the sixth to get where they are. Holding a 6-5 advantage over the Georgia Highlands Chargers. Johnson winds, here's the pitch, that ball sent on the ground. Foster is going to make a backhanded stop throw across his body, over to first on 1 hop. Nice grab there by Horn to make the final out here in the top of the 8th inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. Let's head to the bottom half. Chargers trailing on the Central Bank scoreboard by a score of 6-5. And back here at Lakepoint Sporting Community, Georgia Highlands trailing Chat State by a score of 6-5 on your Central Bank scoreboard. New pitcher for Chat State will be number 11, Bryce Woody, another right-hander, freshman out of Kingston, Tennessee. Looks like he'll be going up against the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Georgia Highlands in Parker Orr, Austin Foster, and Miguel Urbina. Sitting here at the break trying to figure out some talking points for when we get to the post-game show. Right now, Georgia Highlands, one of the things that's going to be kicking itself about is the amount of runners that's left on base. 8 men left on through 7 innings. Parker Orr stands in. He homered in the 2nd inning. First pitch from Bryce Woody. That's going to be a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Orr disagrees with that call. Held his hands up as if to say, since when? Here's the 0-1 from Woody. Fastball that'll miss the outside corner. 1-1 now the count. 6 outs to play with if you're the Chargers, and you're trailing by 1 run. Woody shakes off a side, now gets one he likes. He'll work from the windup. Here's the pitch. Orr will sky one down the right side, but it looks like that'll fall out of play. No. What a nice grab by the first baseman, Noah Makibroda. And I thought that was going to hit net or something, and Makibroda went up and made a catch right up against the sun and against the fence. So 1 down for Georgia Highlands on a nice put out, ranging back from the Chat State first baseman. It'll bring up Austin Foster coming in for the injured Joey DeMasi. Woody winds. Here's the pitch. The ball's cut on and missed. Strike 1. Foster from Columbus High School in the famous Columbus, Georgia. The 0-1 is cut on and missed. 0-2. 0-2 offering to the shortstop is sent down the right side. Looks like that will fall in foul territory, and the count will remain 0-2. Miguel Urbina would be due up next, but see Willis Kemp in the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-2, breaking pitch. That'll miss downstairs, 1-2 to count. .5'9" righty gets ready to go up against Bryce Woody, who winds and fires, and he'll send one foul out of play. So the count remains 1-2. Foster out of the batter's box. They try to corral a baseball in. They'll do so. Woody, who's been working pretty fast, goes ahead and starts his windup. Here's the pitch. Foster will swing and miss as that'll get to the backstop. Or no, they'll say that was foul tipped. Even better. Count remains 1-2 on the freshman shortstop. Nobody on, one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Chargers trail by 1 on the Central Bank scoreboard. Here's the pitch, and that ball's going to hit Foster. That's how you do it. You fall behind 0-2, everything going against you, and then you get on first base. You'll do it any way it takes, even if it costs you a bruise. So Foster stands at first. And as I stated, Willis Kemp will step in from LaGrange High School. Working from the stretch now is Woody. Kemp will send one down the right side. Giving chase is Gavin Harmon. He will make the play in fair territory. And trying to tag up to second and pulling in safely is Austin Foster. Heads up play by him. Harmon had to go a long way. Barely caught the ball. Had to be wary of that fence. Foster went ahead and tagged up on it. Now he'll sit at second base. So it'll go as a sac fly for Willis Kemp. And Jaree Pledger now will grab a bat. Showed off some power. You know Georgia Highlands would love to see him do it one more time right here. Woody works from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That ball misses inside. 1-0. Should Pledger get on, Zach Miller is on deck. Miller's 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and hit by pitch. Next offering, 2. Pledger will catch the inside corner of the plate and right at the knees. 1-1. Runner at second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That ball bounces up to the plate. Nice stop by Teen. Foster was a little foot happy over there. He thought about taking third, but he'll stay at second. 2-1 the count. The rider Woody peers in, gets his sign. Looks at second. The 2-1 offering. That ball is cut on to miss, got him tall tied up. Evening the count at 2-2. Woody shakes off a sign, gets one that he likes. Let's see where they set up. Going outside. Here's a 2-2 offering. That ball's a fastball that actually missed the spot outside, and had he been set up on that inside part of the plate, might have been called a strike because the glove moved so much. They'll run the count 3-2. Here is the payoff pitch. That ball will miss outside, and Pledger will walk. And I thought that Gavin Harmon had made that catch, but he did not. Kemp actually was awarded a single. I've got a pole right here, right in front of me. So it's kind of hard to see a lot of the stuff that happens on the right side. So now Georgia Highlands, bases loaded, just 1 out. They'll bring up Zach Miller. First pitch to him is a fastball way inside, ball 1. Big opportunity here. Georgia Highlands trailing by 1. And again, Miller 1 for 2 on the day. Popped out to center field, doubled, walked, and was hit by a pitch. 1-0 offering. That's upstairs and inside, 2-0. Woody will go grab the rosin bag and now he'll step back on the mound, working from the stretch. Here's the righty's pitch. That ball right down the middle, strike 1. Miller wanted to see him throw a strike, and he did. Woody's arm dangling as he gets ready for the stretch. He'll come set. Here's the pitch. That ball misses upstairs. 3 on the count. You can put him on first, but it'll cost you a run if you don't throw a strike here. Runner at third is Austin Foster. Runner at second is Willis Kemp. Runner at first is Jordy Pledger. Here's the pitch as Miller skies one back this way. Another on the count, 3-2. Now we'll get a mound visit. So I'm sure what you're going to say here is don't groove one. A lot of times you think about not wanting to put that guy on first and you want to make him hit something, but at the same time you don't want to groove someone with Miller's talent and capability, anything. Dash O'Neill will call his crew over and discuss just simple base running tactics, I'm sure, and make sure heads are in the game. Looks like actually we're going to get a new pitcher. Looks like that will be the case as Woody has now gone back into the bullpen, and looks like we will get a new Chat State pitcher to come in and pitch. Let's take a 90-second commercial timeout. We'll be right back with more baseball right here on WBHF. Your scoreboard. Tigers lead the Chargers 6-5, but bases are loaded with 1 out. More baseball coming next. Need to find a different place to set up tomorrow. Like there are 2 giant holes no matter where I try to set up at. Certainly frustrating. Lost you. Mike? Mike? There we go. And welcome back to Lakepoint Sporting Community. Your new pitcher will actually be Noah Fitzgerald, who is playing shortstop for the Tigers. So I'll see who's playing shortstop when I get to look out there next. Right now, up in the press box for the first time this season, and I've got a few polls I've got to work with right here. So certainly been very, very active in trying to find out what's going on. It's been just as much of an adventure for me to try to figure out what's going on as it has been for you listening, and I do apologize for that. But it is the first game of the season. I promise that as this season continues, our baseball coverage will be, our play-by-play will be a little bit better. Right now, let me set the stage for you. Bases are loaded. Zach Miller up at the plate. In a 3-2 count, sort of odd that you would take your pitcher out with in the middle of an at-bat, but they did take Bryce Woody out and bring in Noah Fitzgerald to try to see if he can keep the Chargers at bay. Bases loaded, one person out. Zach Miller with a 3-2 count. The runner at third base right now is Austin Foster. Over at second base is Willis Kemp. And at first base, Jeree Pledger. They reach on a hit by pitch, a single, and another single. So Fitzgerald will go to the mound. I think that's number 4 at shortstop. If that's the case, that would make Hayden Locke move over a position. I mean, we'd have a new second baseman. So Fitzgerald, a righty pitcher, will come from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Miller will fight that one off. Back to the screen. The count will remain 3-2. Makes a little bit of sense. You haven't seen the guy throw at all. Maybe see if you can get him to throw a strike, and the opposing batters not be timed up to it. But Miller looked pretty good there. Here is the 3-2. That ball way inside, and the tying run will score via the walk. So scoring is Austin Foster. And now your score on the Central Bank scoreboard is 6 apiece. And still just one out for Jason Wojcinski. When I say Jason Wojcinski, we've actually got a new hitter over there. It's number 41 for Georgia Highlands, Jake Bogosian. So we'll get Bogosian's first look of action here today. He'll take a strike there. Bogosian, a left-handed hitter. And the next offering from Fitzgerald will miss way outside. Certainly an opportunity here. They're playing Bogosian to pull. If you go the opposite way, 2-run score easy. Nothing but green down the left field line. Next offering is another ball. 3-1, now the count. Bases loaded, one away. Chargers just brought the tying run home, looking to take a lead in the top of the ninth right here off the bat of Bogosian. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 2. Fitzgerald comes set. They're already working from the stretch with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. That ball is sent right back to Fitzgerald. He'll flip home. They'll go over to first, and that will be out number 3. So the 1-2-3 double play eliminates Georgia Highlands here in the bottom of the 8th, but the important thing is that the tying run does come home to score. So Georgia Highlands does get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and will leave 2 left. Let's head to the top of the 9th. Your score all tied up on the Central Bank scoreboard at 6 apiece. And back here at Lakepoint Sporting Community, Georgia Highlands and Chat State tied up at 6 apiece. Been a back and forth affair. Georgia Highlands had the momentum early in the middle of the late innings. Chat State had the momentum, and now it's all tied up at 6. Due up for Chat State, you'll have Hayden Locke, Noah Fitzgerald, and Nolan Makibroda. Cody Johnson back on the mound for Georgia Highlands. Righty pitched well in his first inning of work of JUCO ball in the 8th. First pitch to Locke is a curveball taken for a strike, 0-1. Johnson shakes off a sign, gets one he likes. He'll work from the windup, and here's the pitch. That ball sent on the ground. That'll be to Willis Kemp. But it looks like it actually came off the foot of Hayden Locke. So 0-2 now the count. Seen a lot of the pitchers line up on that first base side of the rubber, but Johnson sets up right in the middle. The right foot, certainly on the first base side. But it's not nearly as exaggerated as many others are. Here's the pitch. There is a called third strike for out number 1 here at the top of the 9th. I'd say the right foot is on the first base side. Actually, his left foot is on the first base side. Johnson, when he starts his motion in his rear back, his right foot is on the third base side of the rubber. Not quite as exaggerated as many others do, but certainly on the third base side. That'll bring up Noah Fitzgerald. Shortstop, now turned pitcher in the game. First pitch to him is a breaking ball for a strike. Fitzgerald on the day is 1 for 4 with a single, 2 strikeouts, and reached on a fielder's choice with an RBI. Here's the 0-1 from Cody Johnson. That ball misses upstairs, 1-1. Johnson peers in, agrees with the one on the first sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. That ball is skied, giving Chase his horn. He will watch that land on the sidewalk. Out of play. So 1-2 the count. Noah Fitzgerald. Johnson peers in. Freshman gets his sign. He winds. Here's the pitch. That ball is chopped foul to the Georgia Highlands dugout. Count remains 1-2. Fitzgerald, a right-handed hitter, walked the first guy. Actually, I take that back. He does not get credited with the walk. Bryce Woody does. But then he induced a 1-2-3 double play. Pitcher, catcher, first. Here's the 1-2. That ball sent back up the middle, but Willis Kemp's going to play it on 3 hops, and actually it's going to get underneath his glove. He stopped it, but did not corral it. So Fitzgerald will reach. On the air, E4. That'll bring up Nolan Makibroda. Makibroda, the left-handed hitter. Hat trick, 3 strikeouts. Also grounded out in his other appearance. That in the 4th inning. Here's a pitch from Johnson. That ball outside. 1-0 the count. Coming set and working from the stretch is Johnson. Here's the pitch. That ball is going to get past Parker Orr, and moving up 90 feet is Noah Fitzgerald. So runner in scoring position with 1 out for the Tigers. Wonder how long the leash is. Dash O'Neill's leash is for Cody Johnson, who again pitched at Cass High School. Called a few of Cody's games last year. Johnson comes set. Here's the stretch, the pitch. That ball misses upstairs. 3-0 the count on Makibroda with Trey Hall on deck. Hall also 1 for 4 on the day. Well, it would certainly be a tough guy to double up. Parker Orr is going to go ahead and hold out the glove, signaling the intentional walk. That is what Johnson will do. And now runners are at first and second. So the first intentional walk of the day for either team will bring up the aforementioned Trey Hall. He singled, stole a base, and scored a run in the second inning. After that, he popped up, struck out, and grounded out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that just misses inside. 1-0 the count. Looks like Georgia Highlands has someone out there in the bullpen who looks like they're ready to go. Pitch is going to be skied back our way and out of play. 1-1 the count. Peering in and getting inside is Johnson. He'll look at second. And now back to the plate. That ball looked like it was right down the middle, but the home plate umpire did not agree. Johnson trying to work himself out of a jam here. Really nothing gone particularly wrong for him this inning. Here's the pitch. That ball's lifted into left field. Pledger coming in, going back as Foster. Calling for it as Foster. He'll make the play. No run will advance. Foster showing off a little bit of range there at shortstop. I thought that was going to be Pledger's all the way. But one F6 later, and I am ready to announce Ty Delancey up into the batter's box. Delancey struck out, singled, was hit by a pitch, and walked. So he's been on the base. He's been on the base pass 3 out of 4 times today. He's also scored a run. Now the Chattanooga State coach is speaking with the infield umpire. Are you feeling that Johnson might be balking at something? Telling him to look for it, whatever it is. Johnson will work from the stretch. He'll peer in, gets his sign. First pitch. There's a showed bunt, and they're going to say that he did not pull his bat back in time and indeed chased the ball out of the zone. Nothing in 1 to count with 2 away here for Ty Delancey. Delancey comes set. Here's the pitch. That ball is going to be sent into left field. Pledger has a beat on it. He will come in, make the one-handed catch, and that'll be the end for the Tigers here in the top of the 9th. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 left. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Chargers with a chance to walk it off, tied up at 6 apiece on your Century Bank scoreboard. And back here at Lakepoint Sporting Community, Georgia Highlands with a chance to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Let's tell you how they're going to have to do that, though. They're going to start off with Cameron Hearn, Bryson Horn, and Blake Brady. Those are the 3 that are due up for the Chargers here in the bottom of the 9th. Cameron Hearn has flown out, struck out looking, singled and walked, so 1 for 3 on the day. Bryson Horn is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles and a walk and an RBI. And then Blake Brady is 0 for 3 on the day with a hit by pitch. We'll see what the Chargers have in store here, and they'll be going up against Noah Fitzgerald. Righty came in and recorded a 1-2-3 double play to get the Tigers out of a messy bottom of the 8th inning. 10 men left on for Georgia Highlands through 8 innings. That's enough to drive the manager crazy. Looks like now at third base for Georgia Highlands, got everything all wrong. Everything else that seems to be caught up on. Cameron Hurd now at the plate. Fitzgerald will work from the windup for the first time. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses low. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0 offering to the Georgia Highlands right fielder. Cut on and miss, strike one. Working in for the windup. The righty. Fitzgerald delivers. That ball downstairs. Hearn's been on base his last 2 appearances. Here's the 2-1 offering. As that ball's going to catch the inside corner. Fastball, 2-2 the count. You see a lot of windups where it's pretty jerky and fast, but Fitzgerald with a very slow windup takes his time. It's almost as if you're trying to tick off every point of your checklist to make sure that your mechanics stay strong. 2-2 offering is a ball that will bounce to the plate. That'll run the count full. So Hurd will step back in there. Nobody on, nobody out. Game tied at 6. Here's the payoff pitch from Fitzgerald. Hurd will fight it off. Back to the screen. The count remains 3-2. Cameron Hurd, 6'2", 205. Went to Parkview High School and again played at North Carolina A&T. Here's a 3-2 offering. He went around. I don't think he went around, but I think that was a called strike 3 anyway. So he goes down looking, and that'll bring up Bryson Horn. Horn has reached in his last 3 plate appearances, 2 singles and a walk. He grounded out in the first inning. Lefty with the open stance. Going up against Fitzgerald, whose first pitch to him is a fastball downstairs, 1-0 the count. On deck is Blake Brady out of Liberty University. The 1-0 offering to Horn will again miss out of the zone. Fastball, 2-0. Offering to the Florida native is actually going to skip past the catcher, Zach Team. Now 3 balls, no strikes the count. (3-0) from the righty who winds and fires. There's a fastball that just gets the zone. 3-1 now the count. Horn will fight that one off, shoot it down the left side. But unfortunately will not stay in fair territory. And that'll make the count full. So Fitzgerald battles back after falling behind 0-2, or 3-0, to make it a 3-2 count. And here's the pitch. That ball sent back up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. So Horn, with 1 out, will touch first, and that'll bring up big Blake Brady. 6'3" designated hitter, playing 215 out of Simpsonville, South Carolina. Right-handed hitter. First pitch to him is going to be shot into right field, and that's on a line. That ball is going to go right back up against the wall. Brady is on his way to second. Rounding third is Horn. Here's the throw into the infield. That ball is going to be not in time. Sliding in safely is Horn, and that is how this game will end. A walk-off double by Blake Brady. Georgia Highlands comes from behind to win its second game of the season by a score of 7-6 over Chattanooga State Community College. Your final score here at Lakepoint Sporting Community, 7-6. Let's take a 2-minute commercial timeout. We'll be back right back at the post-game show right here on WBHF. Oh, thank God.
You be back tomorrow?